Hey, Bam here with a new video. In this video, I'll explain to you how to craft your pieces for the build guide I did and how you can move around some of the modifiers. So if you understand this part, you'll be able to create yourself. Because this is the way I like to craft stuff, instead of trying to copy and paste a single item and then you try to do it over and over and over again. Just try to understand how it works and how you can actually get some of the modifier on another piece and it will still work. Alright, so the first thing is that we need spell suppression. So we either get 49 or 57 spell suppression on your passive skill tree, depending on how you allocate your points. On the build guide I did, it had 57. Now I changed for my character personally. It now has only 49 from the tree, so we need to fill up the other 51. Or as I said, 43 if you're still using the other node that gives 8% spell suppression. But how do we get to up to 51? Well, on gloves you can get 14. On helmet you can get 14. And on your shield you can get the missing 23. And you can get that from some shields. Some hybrid shield have spell suppression. So you can get that from 5% on the implicit and 80% as the mod. Or there's another shield out that also has 3% chance on the implicit, and then you need at least 20 on the mod itself. Alright, so this is it for the spell suppression. I'll explain to you when I craft the pieces how we get those. And then for the chaos resistance, so base chaos resistance is 0 minus 60 for killing Kitava twice. And we're trying to get to 75 chaos, so that's 75 plus 60, so a total of 135 chaos resistance. And how we do it? Well, I like to use a amethyst ring, so that's 23 resistance from the amethyst ring. The boots, the relic-ish boots, if you look at them, you can get up to 25. So here mine only has 22, so it could be better, but it can roll from 15 to 25. Try to get as close as possible to 25. That way it's easier to get it from the other pieces. So now, as I said, and 23 for the ring, so we have 48 already. And then we try to find the rest from gloves, helmet, and shield. So the higher, the easier it is to walk around. If you're missing a few points, you can actually get them from your cluster jewels too. The other mods you want are at least 500 accuracy. It rolls differently on different pieces. On a ring, the maximum you can get is actually 480. You can use some catalyst too to get it up to like 20% more, but yeah. And on gloves and helmet, you can get it up to 600, so it's easier that way. And then one high tier of like tier 1, 2, or 3 of elemental resistance that you can switch over to lightning because of the lightning coil, because lightning coil give us minus 60 lightning resistance. So you might not be at 90% resistance, so try to get this. And yeah, this is it for the suffixes. And also, oh yeah, I forgot about the helmet. So you need a mana reservation up to 10% on helmet, and this is guaranteed by a essence. Alright, now for the prefixes, we need high life on our pieces. The higher the better. And the only one we really need is minus mana cost on non-channeling on your ring. So physical damage to attacks is also good. It can roll on gloves and your ring. So this is something that just adds up if you want to get this, but it's not needed at all. As I said, the most important part is high life and an open prefix to be able to craft minus mana cost to non-channeling. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll show you how we roll, but just keep in mind, as I said, this is an example of the recurse resistance you can get. You can move them around, like let's say you have let's say your shield only has like mine, for example, my shield only has 24 chaos resistance, right? Because like it has a 24 suppress total, so 21 for the modifier and 3 for the implicit. This is why I'm using this one. And then if you look at it, like let's say I put my shield in it. Okay, 24 for the shield. Well, if we calculate all that, 24 plus 25 plus 23 plus 30 plus 30. I get up to 132. Well, I'm missing some, so what I did for mine is that I'm coming up with 4 chaos resistance here, as you can see. And if we add that up, it's 136. We get up to our total. So as you can see, there's plenty of ways to go about it. Just make sure that you have 135 total, and you will be fine. So this is the easiest way. You buy a shield with fracture spell suppression. Even better if it's in hybrid intelligence and dexterity, because it can have up to 5 chance to suppress spell damage on the implicit. And then you just roll fire on it until you get +3 to maximum fire resistance. Worth noting, if you hit the +3 lightning or cold resistance, you can then change the resistance. Um, Here we go. If we hit cold resist +3 maximum of cold resistance, you can swap this over and it will change the cold resist to fire. So yeah, now we'll just hit reforge rare with random fire modifier until we hit a +3. As I said, and it works. You could be using fossils too. It actually works with fossils too. It's actually pretty much, I think it's cheaper, but for me it's easier to do this because it's faster. I said if we hit any of the +3, we're keeping, and we'll switch it over. Here we have a +2 maximum fire resistance and another suffix, but we need a +3, pretty close to being good. +2 and +3 lightning. Okay, so we have a +3 fire, but we have a +2 lightning, so we have to remove it. So how we do this is by using annuls and praying we actually hit what we're looking for. Yeah. Here we will remove the prefix. Now we have to remove the lightning resistance. And sadly we removed the fire resist. So we're back to crafting fire again. Here we got the +3 to lightning, so we can switch it over. Again, we have to annul the fire resistance, so the other suffix. So we're trying to do this. Yeah, hey, now we finally did it. Okay, so now what we do is we will lock suffixes and reforge chaos. Here we go. Suffix cannot be changed to 2 divines, right? And then we're trying to get a chaos resistance because we can get plus maximum chaos, but this is not what we're looking for. Just we're looking for a chaos, a good chaos modifier. 13 chaos. So sadly it's bad, but we can still swap it around. So the lightning to fire, as I said, you can swap the maximum just like any other resist. Here we have this and craft life, and we're done with the shield. Try to get a higher value of life. And yeah. And since we have a +3 on the implicit, it's even better. But sadly, this Chaos Resistance solo is like the worst mod. But it happens sometimes. But see, this is how we can do it. Now I have some other bases that actually can switched over. I just picked them up on the trade website, and as I said, you can always swap the resistance. So what we're looking for is on both of those, we have the fire or any resistance and the spell suppression. So we will lock suffixes and slam chaos on both of them. Suffixes cannot be changed. And now we go back to the bench and craft chaos. Make sure we have the maximum cold and the suppression. Here we got one tier higher than we did earlier, but it's still bad. Right, we're back. Now, again, we're trying to get a high tier of chaos. It's pretty shit, but we hit the highest tier of life and the hybrid life, so this is a pretty good shield, even though the chaos resistance is kind of low. So yeah, this is how I craft my shields. If this was helpful to you, consider subscribing to the channel. The second part will contain how to craft gloves, ring, and helmet. As a bonus, this is a shield I crafted using this exact strategy that came up for sale as I was editing the video. As always, take care guys.